Rome, the eternal city. We envision grand aqueducts, magnificent baths, and pristine marble, a beacon of civilization, surely. But let's flush away the gilded myths, shall we? And delve into the less fragrant truth of Roman sanitation. Spoiler alert, it wasn't always sparkling clean. Those impressive public latrines, often depicted as communal social hubs, were indeed architectural marvels. But imagine 80 people side by side on stone benches with no partitions whatsoever. Privacy? An utterly alien concept. And the flushing? Not quite the powerful torrent we're accustomed to. Often, a constant trickle of water from a nearby aqueduct flowing beneath the seats carried waste away. Effective, yes, but hardly a sterile environment. For personal hygiene, instead of toilet paper, Romans used a turgasorium, a sponge on a stick, shared amongst everyone. Yes, you heard that right, a communal sponge, sometimes kept in a bucket of vinegar or salt water. Think about that for a moment. This communal sponge concept highlights a fascinating cultural difference. Roman society was far less obsessed with individual privacy and germ theory than we are today. Personal space was a luxury, hygiene, a collective effort. Wealthier Romans had private latrines, often drained into a cesspit or, if lucky, connected to a main sewer. But the vast majority of urban dwellers, they relied on public facilities, or more commonly, chamber pots, emptied into cesspits, or even directly onto the streets. Indeed, street vendors hawked collection pots for urine, which was highly prized for its ammoniac content, a crucial ingredient in laundry and even tooth whitening. Yes, Romans gargled with stale urine, a truly resourceful, if somewhat pungent, approach to daily life. So, next time you admire Rome's engineering prowess, spare a thought for the humble turgasorium and the ammoniac scent of their laundries. The past, as ever, is far more complex and often smellier than our sanitized imaginations allow.
Privacy, a modern luxury we often take for granted. But cast your mind back, dear viewers, to ancient Rome. Imagine, if you will, stepping into what can only be described as the most communal of communal spaces, the public latrine. Forget your private stalls, your discreet cubicles. Here, Romans would gather, side by side on long stone benches, holes perfectly aligned. No partitions, no walls, just a convivial row of citizens conducting their business, quite literally, in public. It was less a restroom, more a social club. Imagine discussing philosophy, making business deals, or even gossiping about the latest gladiatorial triumphs, all while, well, you get the picture. And the hygiene, you ask? That's where things get truly interesting. Forget toilet paper. The standard implement for personal care was the tersoir, a sponge on a stick. One sponge, one stick, shared. With everyone. Yes, that's right, a communal sponge, often rinsed in running water that flowed beneath the seats. Think of it as the ultimate office break room, but instead of coffee, it's that. The ultimate shared economy, if you will, long before Silicon Valley even dreamt of it. So the next time you find yourself lamenting a shared stapler, or perhaps the communal coffee pot, just pause and consider the Roman latrine. You might just feel a sudden surge of gratitude for the humble, private commode. A truly unique blend of necessity, socialization, and questionable sanitation. Sir Chuckleton reminding you that history often smells, well, historic. Good day, curious cadets. Sir Chuckleton here, ready to dive into Rome's astonishing water engineering. Imagine ancient Rome, a metropolis of 1,000,000. How did they manage hydration, hygiene, and waste? Their answer? Magnificent aqueducts. Stone arteries carrying fresh mountain water for miles. Through tunnels, across towering arches, a marvel of gravity defying the very landscape. These weren't mere decorations. Public fountains gushed, bathhouses steamed. Even some homes had running water, a luxury unheard of for centuries to come. But what flows in must also flow out, eh? Entered the Cloaca Maxima, Rome's greatest sewer, an underground river whisking away waste, often straight into the Tiber. Revolutionary, yes, but no wastewater treatment here. The Tiber certainly felt the effects. Early environmental challenges we still grapple with today. Yet the scale and durability are astounding. Parts are still in use. Think on that next time your tap runs. From grand aqueducts to subterranean sewers, Rome mastered hydraulics on a scale unmatched until the Industrial Revolution. A true testament to human ingenuity. So next time you see modern infrastructure, spare a thought for the Roman engineers. They built systems that stood for millennia. Epic! Good day, history enthusiasts and aficionados of the peculiar. Sir Chuckleton here, ready to flush out an astonishing paradox from ancient Rome. We often picture Roman villas as pinnacles of luxury, right? Marble baths, intricate mosaics, sprawling gardens? But here's the inconvenient truth. Many wealthy Romans, despite their vast fortunes, completely lacked private latrines within their opulent homes. Yes, you heard that correctly. While common folk in public spaces utilized communal latrines, social hubs of gossip and shared bodily functions, the elite relied on chamber pots. Imagine a toga-clad senator relieving himself into a ceramic pot discreetly carried away by a household slave. This reveals a fascinating, pungent class divide. Public sanitation was, in some ways, more advanced than private hygiene for the rich. It wasn't about technology. They had plumbing for fountains and baths. It was about status. Disposing of waste was a task deemed beneath a Roman citizen of means, a chore for the enslaved. A stark reminder, even in sophisticated empires, basic amenities were paradoxically distributed. And that, my friends, is the private poop paradox.
Ah, ancient Rome, a civilization synonymous with grand aqueducts and luxurious public baths. One might assume their understanding of hygiene was utterly pristine. And yet, beneath the marble grandeur, we discover a fascinating and, frankly, rather whiffy paradox. The Romans, bless their communal hearts, embraced shared latrines with an enthusiasm we'd find, well, let's just say unsettling today. Imagine rows of stone seats, often without partitions, where senators and commoners alike conducted their morning constitutional, chatting away, perhaps even sharing a sponge on a stick. Now, while they certainly appreciated fresh water, their grasp of germ theory was, shall we say, a tad underdeveloped. They had no idea about those pesky microbial invaders. Instead, disease was often attributed to miasma, bad air, a general stench. So while fresh water flowed in, the sewage often flowed out into open drains or directly into rivers, merrily carrying with it the very culprits of illness, bacteria and parasites. This communal approach, combined with the lack of sealed sewage systems, created a perfect, albeit aromatic, breeding ground for disease.
This communal approach, combined with the lack of sealed sewage systems, created a perfect, albeit aromatic, breeding ground for disease. Typhoid, dysentery. These were the unseen guests at every Roman banquet. A stark reminder that even the most advanced societies can harbor glaring blind spots, especially when biology remains a mystery. Truly, the stench of progress can be quite literal.
Greetings, purveyors of the peculiar. Sir Chuckleton here, plumbing the depths of Roman philosophy, and specifically, its unflinching encounter with the ancient lavatory. Imagine a bustling Roman forum. Dignity and gravitas abound. Then, nature calls. In ancient Rome, nature often called publicly. Communal latrines were the norm. Stone benches with holes. Side by side, no partitions. a truly social experience. How would a Stoic philosopher like Seneca or Epictetus approach this? Was it a test of apatheia, detachment from discomfort? Could one achieve inner tranquility perched beside a senator discussing grain prices with shared plumbing? Perhaps it was a profound lesson in humility. The great statesman reduced to the most basic human function, stripped of pretense. A reminder that all mortals, regardless of station, are bound by biological imperatives. A great leveler. Or was it simply an inconvenience? A fact of life to be accepted without complaint, like a sudden downpour or a slow chariot. A moment to practice accepting things beyond one's control. A fascinating conundrum, wouldn't you agree? Philosophical ideals meeting mundane realities of ancient plumbing. It certainly adds a certain fragrance to our understanding of Stoic resilience. Until next time, keep pondering.
Good day, curious chroniclers! Sir Chuckleton here, ready to plumb the depths of history's most unexpected socialites. Today, we're venturing into a corner of the Roman Empire rarely discussed in polite company, their public latrines. Now, before you wrinkle your nose, imagine this. The grand Roman latrines weren't just, well, facilities. Oh no, these multi-seater communal affairs were astonishingly prime networking hotspots. Think of it as ancient Rome's most aromatic LinkedIn event. Yes, beneath the marble seats and the running water channels, senators mingled with merchants. Philosophers debated while patrons gossiped. Business deals were struck, political alliances forged, and the latest scandalous whispers exchanged. All, shall we say, in a refreshingly unpretentious setting. It was a place where social hierarchies momentarily dissolved. Everyone, regardless of status, shared a common, well, necessity. And in that shared vulnerability, connections blossomed. So, next time you lament the awkwardness of modern networking mixers, spare a thought for your Roman predecessors. They truly understood the power of a captive audience, even if the ambient soundscape left much to be desired. A truly flushed approach to forging connections. Until next time, stay curious.
Good day, curious history connoisseurs. Sir Chuckleton here, ready to plunge into an oft-overlooked yet surprisingly lavish corner of ancient Rome. We often imagine Roman toilets as public, perhaps a bit chilly. But today, we're peeking behind the mosaic tiled doors of the private variety. Forget rough wooden seats. Wealthy Romans transformed their ablution chambers into veritable works of art. Imagine marble, exquisitely carved, perhaps inlaid with precious stones. Some featured intricate frescoes, mythological scenes, or pastoral landscapes, transforming necessity into aesthetic contemplation. Even your most private moments became a canvas for demonstrating immense wealth and refined taste. One might recline on a plush cushion, perhaps with a perfumed attendant. It wasn't just hygiene, it was status, an undeniable flex. These weren't just functional holes, they were miniature temples of personal indulgence, artistic statements speaking volumes about opulence. So next time you picture a Roman toilet, don't just think plumbing, think palatial marble. Truly, history is full of such charmingly unexpected extravagance. What a world!
So what does a Roman latrine truly tell us? Far more than plumbing, I assure you. These weren't just facilities for personal reflection, they were vibrant hubs. Senators gossiped, philosophers debated, merchants networked, all attending nature's call. Imagine strategic alliances forged amidst communal seats, a fascinating sociological experiment in stone. Beyond the communal aspect, their sophisticated engineering, running water, drainage systems, speaks volumes about Roman ingenuity and public health centuries ahead. They built infrastructure to last, a pragmatic mastery of hydrodynamics. But here's the most intriguing part, the philosophical dimension. Stoics, for instance, viewed public closeness as a lesson in humility, a reminder of our shared human condition, stripping away hierarchies. The emperor shared the same seat, metaphorically, as the common citizen. Thus, the humble Roman toilet transforms from basic convenience into a unique window. It reflects their communal spirit, engineering prowess, and underlying philosophical currents. A testament to a society integrating daily necessities with grand cultural narratives, leaving a profound legacy far beyond mere flushes of inspiration.